What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video on Sunday's edition, we're going to be just covering stablecoin dominance. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin dominance. We're going to be looking at some of the other charts, just to kind of get a feel of how we're closing this week. Next week, Wednesday, I believe, is the first. So we're going to have a monthly close coming up. So kind of looking at where we're going to go. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. Leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I appreciate it. So we got stablecoin dominance here on the weekly chart. Right, we tried to reach for this 200-day moving average. Right, 200-day moving average. We're above the 20 and the 50. But as you can tell, we are below the 6.62% level. We've had this. This was the last part of our defense. Defense against the dark arts, if you're a Harry Potter fan. But all jokes aside, right, it has been a significant area, right? It has been a significant area, right? You were right here, you were looking on it, and then once you got below it, right, you went down, okay? Once you closed above it, right, you went up, okay? Same concept right here. It's kind of like a big move to the upside after you got through it. Big move to the downside, right? You kept finishing down to the downside once you got below it. Let me start getting rid of these just because they'll start to get crazy. Same thing, same concept right here, right? You came down, tried to bounce off of it, and once you got down below, you really tanked. And it just goes on and on, right? 662. There's a lot of significant levels for this chart, and I find that more useful than a lot of the indicators because it is a relative chart. It's just based on the relative strength of money in crypto versus money in stablecoins. And so you've got it right here, right? You closed below and then you just went down. Okay, so we're in an area where, right, we're kind of like in an area like this, like we've come up, closing below, come down, something like that, right? It's not an exact science or an exact measurement, but it's kind of the same structure, right? You're kind of been going up, right? So right here, you've kind of been going up. So from the high to the low, right? About 15% down. Just the way this looks, this doesn't look like this over here. It doesn't look like you're oscillating. You're kind of just bouncing back and forth. You have a bullish week, bearish week, bullish couple weeks, gets wiped out, bearish. Now you're bullish. It's kind of just, eeny, meeny, miny, mo right now. But if we did, let me get rid of all this stuff, actually, all this drawings. 15% from here. Where does that put us? 15%. That puts us down below these lows, right? That puts us down below these lows. They'll take everything out. So, and we're coming up, right? Couple weeks up through here. So we'll see. It's just a general idea of what we're doing. So everything else looks bullish. I mean, for this chart, we've been saying this chart was bullish for a while. Right, we had to make a decision. That decision was made, and then we had the last pretty much week happen. Right, so we had an idea of what's going on. That's part of TA, right? You track it whether it is going in the way you want or in the opposite direction. So at least we did get a decision, and so we'll see how we react next week. I'll readjust this after the weekly close, and then we'll see with that. So. You do have that green dot on the Fu Manchu with not a lot of movement, not a lot of momentum, right? Not yet. So you do have the stochastic. You're up through here, right? So I do want to see us, right? I do want to see this stochastic cross down below this purple. Something like that. That would be really nice. But they are both pointed up, so we'll see how the month ends, and then moving forward, we'll keep tracking this chart. So if we go to the daily, it's the same concept. Right, you're actually below the 662. You've crossed above both the 100 and the 50. Okay, so you're in a bullish trend, but this is the last point of test, right? Does the 20 come up here and then reject off the 200? Right, you've done that a couple times, where in a trajectory like you're moving up, something like this. You came up. You kind of rejected off the 200 and you really went down. All right, Let's get a little bit more apples to apples. Let's see if there is one, right? Let's see if there is one. Something. Something like this, right? Something like this. You crossed above the EMAs, right? You kind of got above the 200 a little bit, and then you went right back down. But I mean, it ultimately was. You moved up ultimately, right? You did move up ultimately. So short-term pullback, not something I really want to see. I want to see a continuation. Pardon me, I just sneezed. So something through this, right, kind of led to a downtrend. Something just like this. Something just like this. You're kind of moving up, moving up, moving up. Tanked down a little bit. Tried to get up again, and then this last one right here. This is kind of what we're looking for, like something like this. They're all bunched up. You do have like a, you have been moving up, right? You kind of been moving up, up, but you're not really, you're just losing your momentum, right? Because you had this nice move, and then you just kind of didn't really do anything with it. So that bullish momentum was used as bearish momentum to the downside. So let's see how we interact with that 200. See if we come up just above it. That would be logical. It's happened multiple times. Maybe get right below it and then reject. I could see that. I mean, I could just see there's two scenarios we could have. We could have a bearish ending to September and then you open bullish. Yeah, typically you want a little bit bearish to the downside because of this wicks. You always have a wick to the downside for charts. So overall though, right, if we do get a bullish close and then a bearish open, it wouldn't be the worst case scenario. You just don't want bearish. You don't want a bearish close to the month and then a bearish open to the month, and it's a lot of downward momentum. So this still does look bullish. Still looks bullish. You're right at your 50, the 657. You're right at your 50. You're still, I mean, it looks like you're in a three-wave move to the downside, right? I mean, I got to call it like I see it. So yeah, once you get down below that 645 level, down through here, like start closing down here, then maybe you can look for something like this, come up to the 618, then go down. Something like that. But until then, this kind of looks like it wants to do this. Maybe go up for one more, and then go. Because that would make sense for the weekly, right? Let's see here. Right, the weekly, we do want a harsh rejection. Kind of, right, you kind of just close and you come up a little bit more, and then you come down like that. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I want. So that's stablecoin dominance. It still looks good, right? If you're saying there's a chance, baby. There's still a chance, right? There's still a chance. We're going to go to Bitcoin dominance, right? The thesis still remains. A lot of people are saying, oh, we're going to come all the way up to the 60s. Possibly, right? Possibly up to right here. Reject one of these EMAs. So this 60 and then 60, yeah, about 60%. You could, but this is sufficient, right? This looks like a three-wave move. It really does. In terms of this, you have an overshooting B wave, so you could have kind of a flat, some type of flat. Let's go down through here. Down. I always where did this get to? I mean, it's got to the 1272. It's sufficient. It passed the 1. So it got to the 1272 on the weekly, right? This is the weekly. We've been this thesis of us coming. I mean, I haven't removed this arrow, right? You close down below here, and then you reject, right? We rejected right here, tried to come back up again. Down do we finally go? Right? The three-wave move does look complete. So, right, if I flip this, it's gonna look bullish, right? If I like that looks bullish. That looks like it wants to go towards the up, which is down for us, right? It really is. It does. It does. It really, really does. This 20, once this 20 crosses that 50, it's game over. It's game on for us. I mean, look how close those things are. And they're in the direction where you kind of see it, right? Can you kind of see the 50s kind of leveled off a little bit with this move, which is good. You kind of wanted the 50 to kind of level off, right? Kind of leveled off a little bit. And then so now what we can do is one harsh week could get the 20 down because the 20 will react a lot faster. Okay, so that's what I like about that chart. The last time we had a cross, let's compare apples to apples. We were tracking this for a long time. Right through here, dude. Right through here. Look at that. Look at that. We had the cross right there. Right. Kind of still went sideways for what? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then the descent started. Right. We had the cross right there. So 1, 2, 3 weeks. I will say 4 weeks. 3 weeks. 21 days. 3 weeks, that puts us, it hasn't even happened yet. So once that happens, then it's like, okay, game on. Right, that was 2021, 2020, same concept. Yeah, and then it was game on. It was about to happen, but it did take a while. It took a while on this time frame. So, but it did happen, right? It doesn't, all right, getting the timing right, to me, is a plus. So this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Getting the timing right is a plus, right? If you can get relatively close, good on you. Getting the overall move is what this channel is about, right? It's projecting the overall move of what's going to happen, and this is what I believe is going to happen. I believe this is going to cross down, right? That's going to cross down, and we're going to get a pretty insane move. Okay, and then I just want to check one more chart. Stablecoin dominance plus Bitcoin dominance. Stablecoin dominance plus Bitcoin dominance. Look at that. Hey, I saved the best for last, baby. So if you like the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Hit that. Leave a comment. I appreciate it. Let's get this channel popping, baby. Look at this. This is absolutely incredible. Right, that is so close. This chart is the combination of stablecoin dominance plus Bitcoin dominance. Right, we got the larger time frames kind of just waiting to be just going sideways, which is what you want to see in downward moves, right? You want to see them just going sideways because it closes the gap. Right, closes the gap. I just want to see the last time the 50 crossed down below the 1. I mean, yeah, the 50 cross over the 1 right there, and we had 4 weeks, but it happened, right? It happened. The one time it's happened, actually, even right here, this happened too. Right through here, getting close to it, and tanked over weeks, right? Over weeks. So something like, right, we'll take the one right before it. Went down 7%. So that is a good amount. 7% for this chart is a good amount. What is this? This is 8%. This was June. What about November? The overall move. We'll get the overall move. Actually, we'll do after this one because this is when everything started to go crazy. This was 10%, 11%. So even that 7% move, you're going to see something. I would want more, but overall, it does look like it wants to. And this is coming up key. Right, you do have a green dot. Okay, we know how those work. We got this section right here, this RSI, moving average. Are we going to get a rejection off that? Let's see, right? Let's see this come up and reject, and then we're in business. So overall, this does look, everything is shaping up. I mean, our backs are against the wall. Bulls have looked somewhat foolish, right? But overall, I mean, things are still looking good. And if you're a market maker, you can't have these things out in open. You can't have the plain sight of, oh, these indicators are showing bullishness, because then everyone would be in. You want a lot of people to be in for short. You want a lot of people on the sidelines and then FOMOing in. Right? That's exactly what market makers want. I think that's it. I think that's it. You know, stablecoin or total market cap. Yeah, we fell out of this channel. Fell out of that channel. Trying to backtest a 20 though, so still a healthy reset. Total 2. Coming back down. I mean, these all have red dots on the weekly, so I mean, they just had green dots, now they have red dots. So I mean, yeah, we could see some downside for sure, but this chart too. This chart's actually looked really good. I mean, we're trying to stay above that 786, and we're riding right at that 886. We're like right on it. So let's something like this is going on. And what do you get after that? You get the rip. All right, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for this rip. You can't even see it on the screen. We're waiting for this rip. That's what I believe on this channel. That's what I'm covering. So, hey, if you like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more. Leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I'll be dropping videos tomorrow on, the routine assets. If you want something covered, drop it in the video. I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great Sunday. Take it easy. Peace.